Hey, David here with Guide Recommended. Okay, I'm gonna admit, I got skunked fishing. So, I did take a little bit of video, and I think what I'll do is step through why I got skunked, analyzing it myself. I found 4 reasons. So let's get into it. We'll look at the videos, and then I'll probably sketch something up or do something out of my class as well, okay?
So I thought I'd give a quick little overview of where I'm fishing. This is a river up in the UP. It's called the Carp River, just outside of Marquette, Michigan. Beautiful river. This is a trout-filled river. But I thought I'd give you an overview of what it looks like, and then I'm going to set up for fishing. Then we'll get into talking about what I did wrong. So, hang on. I got some crow to eat.
All right, so I got on the screen a little Google map overview of the Marquette, Michigan area. So I was actually on the Carp River right here. So let's zoom in, and I can give you, in fact, here's where we parked. I can give you the number 1 reason out of the 4. Number 1 out of 4 is that when we pulled into, my wife and I, she didn't fish with me, but sat around. When we pulled in and parked at that spot, 4 cars there. 2 of the cars were folks setting up to go fishing. They weren't fly fishing, but they were fishing. And if you look closely, all these like dark lines, these lines are leading down to the water. Now this is fall in this picture, but I walked in and it was like just braided with trails going every which way. And my number 1 problem, I was fishing where everybody else was going. Odds are somebody else had already fished where I was at. It's a small river. So as we zoom in here, we will be fishing, or I'm going to be showing you some spots right in this area. So the trees were not falling in here like they are shown here, right? But basically, in this area here, let me zoom this way. In here is the bend, kind of with those oaks leaning over the river. And then farther along, I set up on this little gravel bar, and I fished here, and I fished over in here. This tree wasn't there when I was fishing, so that is number 1. I did not walk far enough. What should I have done? All right, literally from here to away from some of these trails, if I would have just put a 1/4 mile of walking, I could have probably got into some fishy water. So that's number 1. So we're going to cover problems number 2 and problem number 3. So number 2, I was fly fishing. I mean, it was the middle of the day, like 1 o'clock on an August day, and it's just not the right time to fly fish. You need to be out early mornings, late afternoons. I had some limited time, so really it was kind of I want to make excuses right now, but a kind of a exploratory trip. The other problem, look at that bright shirt I got on, right? Talk about just being something that is not camouflaged, something that is standing out against the background. So those are the 2 things wrong with this picture. We're going to go into the last and 4th one after this, and then I'll give you some breakdowns of what I would do to read a river. So we talked about the first 3 things. Midday, right? I should have been fishing late at night or earlier in the morning. Talked about that bright red shirt that wasn't helping me blend in. We talked about, not I was fishing in a spot that people probably had trumped on yet that day. But problem here, I'm fishing, I'm swinging a dry fly down this little run along this wood, which is all good, but I'm not seeing any fish rising. I'm seeing nothing take anything off the top. So problem number four is not observing, not taking that deep breath and seeing if dries are rising. I should have went to nymphs in this case, okay?
If this interests you, check out how to fly fish. Go to that, search that. I actually have a class, how to fly fish. So check it out. Thank you.
So real quick, I thought I'd stop through some stuff about reading the water. So this is a little chunk out of my class, so we're going to hit it fast because I don't want you to learn all my secrets, but I want to give you some quality stuff. So just a bunch of terms here. Reading the water, mending. If you watched in those videos, I am mending, so you need to mend quite a bit. So good thing to note here, fast current requires aggressive mends. You can mend more than once during a drift, so a little secret down there on the bottom. Bends, where I really wanted to touch on this one, I fished a couple bends, but down on the bottom, don't tie on a fly until you get to the water. That whole observing your surroundings. I should have been fishing nymphs. I shouldn't have been fishing dries in this case. So let's keep going. Camouflage, down there on the bottom again, we're talking about blending in. Blending in. I was not blending in with a red shirt and a white hat. What else? Boulders and structure. I was fishing around that stuff. Stay low, stay quiet, super important. Pick apart a little portion of the stream. I was doing that, just kind of habit for me, but pay attention to that. And then right down here on the bottom, food, protection, and rest. You combine those things, pick the right time of day, where there's food coming down to the fish. They have protection from up above. Remember seeing those oaks leaning out over. And they can rest. So down by those logs and other things, those are the recipes for success. So I hope you like that. Please subscribe, hit that bell. Thank you.